Yo, what's up? What's up?
Yo, this ain't the
Yo, we on the air.
You supposed to have the
Yo,
boy.
we on the air.
Everybody take this seat. We on the air.
Everybody want the full Saturday party.
Yo, welcome to the Amf Show.
Tell everybody want the full Saturday party.
On Bars and Hoops Radio.
Tell everybody want the full Saturday party.
Yo, every Thursday night, without a
Tell
doubt.
everybody want the full Saturday party.
With our special guests, so check us out.
Everybody, this is Kev Young. I got a new co-host tonight. His name is
Rodney Pete.
Speaking to the mic,
Rodney
man.
Pete was good.
Yeah. We got some brothers from the old hood, Ajax Park. Javar. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Javar.
AKA JV.
Yeah, talking to the mic, man.
Javar.
Yeah, talking to the mic like we were just talking.
JV. I'm here.
Jay Miller, CEO of Millertown.
It's your boy Prime Focus.
Yes,
Millertown, Miller Jr., aka Super John.
All right, we have the main host of the show missing tonight. We'd like to send his condolences to his family. But we have some old school people here. They old school, so I'm ancient. My man Javar, why don't you tell us about yourself? What you been doing for the last couple of years, yo? Haven't seen you since the 90s.
Ooh, got a family. Moved upstate.
I wish you're talking to the mic so everybody else can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry. Moved upstate.
Sit up straight.
Pull your pants up.
Turn your head around.
Yeah, man. Relax.
I moved upstate. Living. Wife, kids. Just been living through my kids right now.
No family thing, huh?
Yeah, watching them play basketball. My daughter doing a thing. My son, he's starting to progress.
Is he playing for his school?
Yes. He
Yeah.
plays for Washingtonville.
Oh, okay. How he doing?
Well, last year he played freshman, so hopefully he'll
Okay.
get a little bit stronger, a little bit better.
What's going on?
Should be able to do something this year.
Oh, all right. All right, Jay. What's up, man? Old school.
You already know, man. We still
One of the
outside.
few guests that's older than me
You know
on
what I'm
this show.
saying? Word up. I'm just chilling, man. Still working. Ain't retiring. You know what I'm saying? Fucking up the streets in New York. Still outside. Fresh out of divorce. Lost half my shit, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Word. I'm chilling though, man. I got one of my daughters with me. She's staying with me. I got my son right here. He's made me a grandfather recently. I'm just chilling, man. My man own $1 million company. I work for him. Life is good.
Okay, my man. Next. Could you put your phone down and talking to the mic,
Well,
please?
listen, I'm tech savvy, so I'm doing everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Everybody know me, Puda, aka Prime Focus, CEO, Takeover Classic. I'm just happy to be here. I think the youngest out the Miller group.
Definitely.
Proud to say.
Yeah, so I'm Super John, 1/4, 1/2, whatever you want to call it, of the Millertown team, But pretty much been doing the same thing out here, living life and taking care of my family. I have a 2-year-old daughter that I just gave birth. Well, my daughter
Your wife just gave birth?
Basically. Feel like I gave birth, right? I'm all confused and shit.
He
But
said, I just gave birth.
But pretty much just taking care of my family and just, living out the legacy we created.
Congratulations, man.
Continue, just living well and living prosperous and righteous. That's all.
Yeah, boy or girl?
Girl. So
all us bad ones get the girls.
yeah,
first.
right. So hopefully she
I
take
got
after
3,
me.
man. I got 3. I don't think I'm a bad guy.
So hopefully she take after, JV's daughter. She
Malcolm
wants to
has
pursue.
3.
She wants
6,
to pursue basketball.
5. I think. Malcolm had girls, yo.
Yeah.
And my co-host, Rodney
Yo.
Pete,
What's good? Y'all already know why.
the second coming.
Man.
I'm the first, bro.
Yo,
I'm first, man.
Here
I'm
we
first.
go.
That's another show.
You watched me. I didn't watch you.
Yeah.
bro.
Yo, but then you watch me afterwards.
Yeah, when I got old, I said, yeah. Yeah, I used to
You
do
know what
that
I'm saying?
stuff. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the people, man.
Yeah, man. It's Rodney Pete. You know, we here just chilling, doing the same thing, taking care of the kids. You know,
Everybody doing the family thing.
Mhm.
Anybody
just
doing
got
any
old.
community service up here?
Yeah, I mean,
Last year. Shit.
Everybody,
Yeah.
kids in tournament now, and grandkids in
Wow.
tournaments, right?
yeah, well, not yet, but you know, we still.
You got girls too, right?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
All good. Yeah, they ain't
Great
with no
men
guy.
have girls, man.
Yeah. We all got them.
Is that why I'm still paying child support till I'm 70? Word. Yeah, man. But Kev, I want to shout out Raheem and Shaheem from Almighty Force, man. Y'all have my condolences, man.
I want to shout out to them two and the Ask You dancers. Excuse me, I forget. You know, y'all know me. You know,
Yeah, man.
anybody else want to shout out anybody?
Oh yeah, man. What you mean? Shout
Not
out
everybody. Man. We don't need to shout out every
You
damn
know,
body.
you be here all day shouting.
You know?
people out, man.
Not
Shout
me.
out my boy Hood. I know he caught me, gave me a call, talked to me personally. He's like, JV, I want you to come up to the show. I was just always telling him, you know, got too much going on, too busy, this, that, commute. You know, it just didn't work out. So I know when John called me, I said, I'm going to step out. But I know the Hood, I definitely told him I was going to come out for him.
So you came when John asked you, but you didn't come with him.
That was
Gonna
coming.
come with Hood.
You heard
that's
that,
my
Jay?
boy. That's why I'm giving him a shout out. Hood, my boy. I'd have been here for him.
So you went to Iona, though. My man here went to Iona College. Talk to us about your college career and stuff like that.
Well, Iona was it was good at first. Like,
It was a learning experience, I
yes,
guess.
but the most difficult thing that happened was after my freshman year, my coach got another job. So the coach I thought I was going to play for, even the assistant coach that recruited me.
We talking about Grunfeld and them?
No, took him on Tim Welsh.
Okay.
They left. They got their job at Providence. So I can't be mad at him. He furthered his career, but then now I'm stuck with a coach, and I told that coach
That don't know you.
it was Jeff Rulin, and I told him
That's
said,
who I meant to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, hey Jeff, you know, if you don't want me here, you don't have me in your plans, you know, just let me go somewhere else. He basically told me what most coaches tell most other players. Hey, you know what? Everybody has a clean slate. Nobody has a spot. You know, we want you here, and that's what I went off of. And that next season, you know, I worked my butt off, but it didn't translate into what he was talking about or what we had talked about. So when I had brought that to his attention, you know, I'm a New York City player. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm putting in this work. I'm doing everything you telling me to do, but it's not translating to anything. And at that time, he pretty much really didn't have any answer for me. So I played that whole year, but I played every game. It's just I didn't play as much time as I maybe wanted to play, or I wasn't that big of a focal point of the team.
Yeah.
So, you know, like anybody else, I played here and there. You know, I got a few minutes every game, but, you know, if you're a player, you want more than that. But where else can you show it other than practice?
Yeah.
So we was practicing. I was doing what I had to do, but, you know, he had his own plan. So that was very disappointing.
So they asked you to come to the school, and then they took another job.
Yes.
Bastards.
Actually, that just happened to my daughter. My daughter, she went to Talladega down in Alabama, and she went down a semester early, and they wanted her to play when she came in, but she told them, she said, listen, your whole season's over. Why would I come in right now in January and you guys already played X amount of games? So she said, you know, I'll redshirt out so that I can have full year of eligibility. She calls me in April like, hey, the coach that recruited me, he just took a job somewhere else.
And see, they know ahead of time that they have that offer. They can tell you, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I might not be here, but if you come to the school, blah, blah, blah. But they don't be honest with you.
No.
You know, so they ask you to come, and then he cut out. You know what I'm saying? You know, these colleges, man.
It's all a business.
Yeah, it's a business,
Yeah,
but you
business,
can be fair about it.
That's
Yeah,
bad.
You
you're
can be
right,
fair
right.
about it.
Right
Open.
is right, wrong is wrong.
Yeah, we can take the truth. You ain't gotta hide it from us.
Absolutely.
We make a educated decision on the truth. You made a bad decision on a lie. John, tell me what you've been doing, man. I know I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you since John Adams.
You
You disappeared. Yeah. You went away. And then you came back and you was knee deep in basketball, yo.
Yeah,
You was coaching, putting teams together.
Yeah, I went down south. I bought some property and shit, and I came back up here. I'm an iron worker, and they was building JFK. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a union iron worker, and what I was making down in Virginia doubled when I came here. So that shit was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So I stayed up here, and one night I went to a park, Lincoln Park, and I think Rodney was playing. When I left New York, Rodney was slow, slew-footed, all that shit, right?
This Rodney here.
That
next
Rodney
to me.
right there. Yeah, I used to have Rodney out on the corner. We was playing basketball on these portable fucking hoops and shit. I used to be bullying him, like trying to get his weight up.
Yeah.
And then when I came back to New York, one night we was in the park and I seen him playing in Lincoln Park, and I seen him just take off and throw that shit on somebody. I was like, that's Rodney.
And he probably did it because he saw you.
I was like, yo.
Watch this, son.
So what I found out was my man Cameo D. My man Cameo D was running around with them. You know, him and my other nephew Russ. Shout out to Russ. Russ ain't here and shit.
Little Russ, what's up, Russ?
Little Russ. Man child.
That
Motherfucking crazy man. Happy. You know what I'm saying? Russ,
Good looking out, Russ. You know what I'm talking
Russ
about.
and Union Iron worker too. Me and Russ work
is
together.
my man, yo. That's
But,
my boy.
I had went to the park and I seen Shaw. I went to school with Shaw and Rod, and they had this tournament in Ajax Park, and I was like, yo, y'all not playing in the. They was like, who? I was asking them who they played for. They said nobody. I'm like, what? And I'm a Miller. You know, I come from sports, football, basketball, every fucking thing. We gonna play. So I got together. I got a sponsor, right?
How old was Rodney about this time?
I don't know.
That'd be mid.
Nah, he was in college.
Nah, he was
in
in
college.
school.
About to go.
Yeah.
Nah, he was in college. He was ready to go to college because you was in high school.
Yeah.
But you was like mid 20s, right? It's like mid 20s,
Probably
20.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
because
Little
we was
John
in high
probably
school.
1,
was.
2, and 2.
Little John probably was the youngest person on my team.
No poodle.
And I was.
Poodle.
I was.
Poodle.
Me and John
apart.
Okay,
But,
but anyway, long story short,
like 16.
I got all these
Yeah.
nephews and shit, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put the team out in the park, and I put them out in the park, and they was chasing after you, Boo Harvey, all these other motherfuckers, Dave Edwards. There was a lot of people, and when I put the team in the tournament, I think it was probably like maybe 8 to 10 unlimited teams, maybe 12.
Not even.
Right?
I think
And-
it was
and-
only 8 at the time.
You know, I was
Yeah.
I was dicking down his chick. Yeah, she was friend with Carmelo Anthony's wife. Yeah,
Have a sense of sound.
I'm keeping it real.
Jesus
I'm keeping it
Christ,
real.
yo.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Put it another way, man.
Okay, my bag. I was courting. Yeah, this chick, and she happened to be friends
I was
with
this young lady.
Hey, that's
Yo,
a real-
Kev,
We
man.
could read into it,
Yeah,
man.
Kev. All right.
We got kids. We got kids
Long
watching
story
stuff.
short, I had won the championship the first year that I coached. Then the second year, I won it again. The third year, I was running around with this cat. Shout out Raheem Wiggins, DDN. That's them niggas. Coach of Sean Bell All-Stars.
Oh,
I would
okay.
go to all his games.
Mm-hmm.
I like Ra. Ra's like,
Lil Ra.
Lil
Yeah.
Ra is
He blew up.
that's Queens.
Yeah, he blew up.
He's a Queens cat. I respect him. Anywhere he go play, I go all across the city. I follow him. I still follow him today. You know what I mean? But when I would go to these tournaments with him, all these teams would come up to me and be like, "Yo, we heard you got a team. You need to put them in Rucker or you need to put them in Dykeman." I was like, "Nigga, I ain't got to come to your park. Come to Queens."
Boom, my man.
And then behind them, the tournament took off. It was like you couldn't even come up the block on Saturdays and Sundays because so many cars double parked. There was Clue announcing stuff on the radio.
Yeah.
And I won the third year in a row. It was it. It just blew up.
Yeah, I have experience with winning multiple championships.
Have you ever won
After
3 in a
a
row?
while, that tournament gets boring.
You
know what I'm
win
saying?
3 in a row.
Yeah. I won 7. Bro.
7 in a row?
Yeah,
Okay, Michael.
but
That's what I mean by being humble.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But after a while, it gets a little boring.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, if the tournament don't have something new every year, it gets boring because you see the same people year after year.
I don't know.
yeah,
That
was
tournament,
cool.
Well,
that tournament, it kept
was
growing.
happening.
It
The
kept growing.
Yeah.
the competition got better.
The competition,
That's how that
it-
works.
it was
That's how that
growing.
works.
It was bringing,
Brooklyn,
Yeah, it was definitely
Bronx.
bringing people there.
I mean, I was up in Forest Park, Gun Hills, Hoops in the Sun with Ra, West Fourth. I was running all around the city with him, Kingdom, all that. And everybody would come up to me talking shit. And I was like, nah, I don't have to put them in your tournament. Y'all want to see them? Y'all come to Queens.
Yeah.
And long story short, they took off. You know,
Because
after my 3P,
like that.
after my 3P, I had a little baby. I said, all right, I'm gonna give it up. I'll let Russ go.
I went to the
That's when I
Pro-Am
stepped
tournaments, yo. I went to the Pro-Am
Yeah, I
tournament.
mean, you know, we always already did. So that's why when he came and got the team, we just kind
Now,
of
them tournaments that put you on flights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the
You want to talk a little bit, my brother, man?
Yeah,
Tell us about yourself, what you've been doing, man.
Well, me, everybody know, especially on the feed, I'm the one that's behind the camera, the one that put the people out there, show them highlights and everything like that. I'm the videographer. You know, I've been to almost every tournament from Isaiah Whitehead, Zone 6.
He's running one of the best tournaments out in Queens right now. Over
Yeah.
at Eagle Academy off of Merrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just started second season. You know, shout out to Dion, Real Skills. He definitely put me on. You know,
Yeah, talk to me.
Shout
man.
out Haas.
yeah, Haas for sure. You know, shout out to Black. If it wasn't for him, honestly, I wouldn't even probably have a gym. You know, so thanks to him. But yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, do those tournaments that don't involve the money, you know, and bring the fun back because I grew up in an area where you had tournaments in 3 different locations that was walkable.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? Roy Wilkins, Lincoln Park, you go Almighty Force, Ajax, you know, so it was like I didn't even have to go nowhere, especially early in the morning. I used to play biddies with Dave and, you know, Laverne, you know what I'm saying? So I used to be in tune with them.
Shout out Laverne.
Yeah, so it was like I really got like a lot of history when it come down to the tournament scene. I was able to sit there and watch. I hardly played on the unlimited team, but I was the youngest that won a chip with them. It is what it is. I got some playing time, but it is what it is.
You're Miller.
Well,
You
man,
know.
you want to talk?
Yeah. So as you know, came out of the Jamaica Queens area, attended Archbishop Malloy, you know,
I paid for
behind this guy here.
I paid for
You know,
you spoke already. Yeah.
the alma mater, Kenny Smith and, you know, Kenny Anderson. I played under Jack Curran for 3 years. Taught me a lot about basketball, discipline. He changed my mentality of the game and how I viewed it as, you know, not just a street park player, and kind of took it on the organized level and was able to kind of like reinvent my game somewhat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah, that's deep what you said. Too.
yeah, so shout out to, you know, Jack Curran. Kind of had a love-hate relationship, but you know, taught me a lot of things. So I then went on to play for Elon University out in Elon, North Carolina. Kind of didn't really take ball serious when I got out to school. This was my first time, I guess, really away from home. So I ain't I'm dealing with the functionalities,
You
the
had
responsibility.
a ball.
They put me in the co-ed dorm.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of distractions. So what happened
don't
was
get like John here, but we kind of understand where you're going.
So
John.
so pretty much you see where I'm going. So I started out playing. I ended up getting suspended off the team. My first year.
Damn, bro.
The first year, yeah.
What the hell did you
Ended
do?
up.
Never mind.
I mean, I was missing practices and stuff. Like I'm going to the frat parties. I'm going. So we had, when you get to college, it's even more intense than high school. So you start out, you kind of do everything as a group. So you might have study hall, you might have individual workouts, you might have guard workouts, then you might have a team practice. So it was a lot of demand as far as like the time was set up.
Yeah.
So I used to miss a lot of the individual practices that used to be like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. The conditioning, I'm out partying. Right. So, after like the fourth or fifth one I missed, I couldn't even really argue with the coach, as far as him saying, I'm pretty much giving bad examples, to the other teammates or whatnot. And he told me to just come back in the spring. And by the time the spring came, I was like, I don't even want to go back. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of just, yeah, man. I kind of, I still play the intramural games and things like that, but I kind of lost my passion for the game. I would say the last team, middle of time was the last thing I really gave my love to and my heart to. You know what I mean? Like, we were a family, and that was pretty much, I would say, my last time having that feel for the love of the game, as far as the basketball thing. But went to finish college though. I graduated with a engineering degree, civil engineering.
Oh, my man.
So I'm trying to show brothers that you don't always just have to go to basketball routes. Right. Other outlets out there. It's millions of things you could be,
Yeah.
But we don't always have to just put ourselves in a box and think that it's only certain things we could do, So once we learn to expand and just, learn that if one thing doesn't work out, there's always something else that could come along,
So you building stuff, or you?
So civil engineering deals with like highways, roads. I do like the blueprints for crane placements.
Yeah.
So pretty much the cranes that are set up in the city, they can't be just placed anywhere.
Yeah.
You have to have them like certain distances away from sewers and curves, and certain time periods you could do it. It has to, be in certain precise locations in order for the jib to move around, and certain things like that has to be pre-calculated.
And you organize
I organize all of that. I do all the calculations behind all of that. So that's pretty much what I transitioned to after basketball life. Yeah, that's pretty much what I transitioned to after basketball life. But just being around my family, raising my little girl, that's pretty much it though.
Rodney, you want to talk about something there?
Yeah, I can say there's one thing that nobody understood, that all of us right here was basically our team. We used to play like 4-on-4.
Yeah, y'all were family. Y'all were family.
So
y'all was a family.
The basketball team kind of came from, we all was just like going to different parks, just working people out. That was like this is like the best team fight I ever played on, because it was just like we was waking up, going to sleep, we together all the time. So it was like the best. And
let's go to Cambria Park this week, yo.
Yeah, whatever park we go to, we playing against grown men. They were so young. They was like 15,
we was a real
14.
Yeah.
They was so
we was
young.
hopping in somebody's car.
Yeah,
They wasn't going
They're
nowhere.
younger than y'all.
Yeah. Jamal's younger than me. So
wow.
Like it was like,
yeah, I feel old. Fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
How you feel, Jay? You feel old, man? Yeah, you old. I know you was gonna say something, man. You old.
I was playing with them, Cab. I was playing with them.
Adams before me.
You know what I'm saying, Cab?
Yo, shout out Tone and Kyson too, man.
Yeah. I want to them.
Shout out a lot of that. Huh?
Kyson.
Yeah,
Tyson, how you doing, man? You all right?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, we don't have to put it on the air.
Okay.
He be out.
Shout out to Lil Tone, Dula, PJ.
Dula, BJ. Yeah.
Shout out to the
Lil
people
Joe.
who's in the comments. Tisha ate a lot.
Yo, shout out to my
Stills
man
be the
Rude
great.
Boy.
Van Gundy Black.
Yo, shout out,
boy.
you already shout out to the
Good looking
TF
out.
family too. You know, branded.
I
TF
know I'm
all day.
forgetting
We
somebody.
also have a phone number people can call in 516-206-0711.
Jeff.
Yeah, just
Jeff. Yeah.
top captain.
So,
Jeff, what up?
Javon, when
Shout
did you
out
start
Jeff,
playing in
word.
like organized ball? When did you start for real? You was talking to me about something before.
JV been winning
You
chips
went on
since he
air.
was 6.
Word.
7.
That's the
Yeah,
gentleman.
yeah. He been
Word.
winning.
That's the
I
gentleman.
played a lot of ball.
Yeah.
I think I was probably the first
Mike.
one that ventured out. Remember, I started going to Lost Battalion. I was
Mhm.
playing for Aim High, Kev Jackson,
Aim high, word.
He brought the hood there.
Vince Smith, Kenny Smith brother.
Mhm.
I was playing for them.
Yeah, I hated him, man. Nothing personal, but like we used to play ball, right? And he'd be standing on the side. He'd like, smug and shit. Like, go get your brother, motherfucker. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I started running around with them, and then it was just different. It was just different from Southside. It was just so much more basketball, so much more. You know, all of a sudden they started traveling. We started playing, you know, a few local tournaments, and didn't realize that a lot of places I was playing, it wasn't that I was winning. Like everybody else had different focus.
Mhm.
I didn't care about dropping 30. I told everybody I came to the tournament for the trophy, the MVP trophy, and the freaking jacket.
Word.
Hey, you brought up something too, man. Like when we played, like I noticed in my experience, I noticed there are brothers on the team that just want to get their stats up,
Yeah.
and there's some brothers that just want to really win the game.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And the team that has the most players that's thinking about their stats, they're losing.
Mhm.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this is funny. Nobody never understood me and Rodney, our real relationship.
Oh, I understood. I understood the relationship.
The reason why I
man.
said is this. Rod,
Others didn't.
Rod just had so much fire, and he just talked so
Word.
much trash. It was like, yo, man, you got to show up because you telling everybody they suck. So I
'Cause
used
I
to
was
give
in-
them the ball all day.
I listened to y'all when y'all wasn't playing. So
No, I'm
I know
saying,
how you think.
You don't know how many
motherfucker.
times after the game was over, he'll come up to me and he'll be like, yo, JV, you was really the MVP, bro.
Yeah.
I wasn't the MVP.
Yeah, man.
And I told him, I said, you know, I appreciate it. That felt good. That was the one thing that always kept our relationship straight. It wasn't like we was never like, you know what, oh, I'm better than you. Nah, he knew that we both needed each other.
Mhm.
But then it got to a point where we needed some more firepower.
Mhm.
So going to Mr. Miller right here, Mr. Miller Jr.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it was a
We
lot.
got the
Look,
kids,
Kev,
Kev.
it was a
Kev,
lot
we
of-
got the kids.
There was a lot of behind the scenes,
Word.
and because we was
Word.
family,
That's a
because we
fact.
moved with each other the way we did. John used to just take a step back because, you know, sometimes I say some things.
Word.
Yeah.
Shout out to JV for being hard on me too, man. made me a greater player. Word.
Because you know what it was? You know what it was, Kev? I had to just tell dudes, like, yo, listen,
Kept
we
it
not
real.
here for the stats, bro.
Word.
We can
Yeah,
care
yeah.
less about the stats.
Mhm.
You care
We
about
here-
that, you don't need to play
We
with
here,
us.
we here for this win.
That's how I won 3 ships.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Same
I
thing
made
with
them
Kaiser.
play.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
play
I'm just
defense.
saying, I've been on teams where brothers just worry about their stats.
Nah, I'll sit
You
you.
know?
On
I will
any
sit
on any
your ass.
given night, it could come from any one of us.
Yeah,
That's the
I
real
would-
team.
That's the
You know,
secret.
That's the
Because
secret.
you don't know who's gonna kill
You
you.
don't know who
Yep.
Go
gonna
ahead
give
and
it to
double
you.
him if you want to. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I used to love about the park games,
And we was
man.
pressing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Pressing.
you would have someone that would floss one week, and then the next week it'd be this one to get you, it'd be
Mhm.
Kais,
Yeah.
Rodney will get you,
Mhm.
but it all translated through the guard, the general.
Yeah.
It
Tell it.
depends on your
Word.
team, the team that you
Yeah.
have. Because, for instance, like I would come here and I would play with a certain group down in Queens, and I would have the ball, I get double teamed. So my teammates better know the cut or you're going to get cursed out.
Yeah.
Boy,
But I can play with James Ryan and them, and I
yeah,
don't get double
double,
teamed.
uh,
You see what I'm saying?
mhm.
So
Opens it up.
that adjustment, it
Yeah.
kind of like trains you to do certain shit. That's why I used to cut. I used to
Yeah.
curse a certain team out because they didn't cut. I was getting so pissed because I started attracting a double team. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
good, yo. I
everybody in
got a
the
double
park
team
hate.
coming
Yeah.
at me, you know?
Everybody
Now I
in the
need
park
your
hate.
ass to
Right.
cut.
Instead of standing
That's
around.
You wouldn't believe how many people are scared to go to that middle, man.
Yeah.
They'd rather stand outside and shoot a jump shot they don't have.
Nah, we
That used to piss me
Oh,
off,
man.
man.
You must love this era. You must love this
Dudes was
basketball.
getting
there.
hit. Dudes was
Yeah.
getting floored.
Yeah.
That concrete floor.
Yeah, we wasn't having that.
Yeah, well,
Mr. Pete.
remember what? But my
Definitely was.
my
DJ.
era was the toughest motherfuckers.
Yo,
We was playing against motherfuckers had cement hands.
Oh, man.
Before after the game, they're gonna lay some cement in the garage or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was playing.
You had dudes coming from real jobs.
Yeah.
People come check
I remember. No. I remember one year they had that half of the N1 team come.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
remember that.
Rodney
It
was
was
trying
crazy.
to
It was
guard
headache in them.
Escalade. Remember that shit?
He's too big, yeah, man. We can't do that.
Yeah.
But I had him.
Yo.
Rest
He
in
wasn't
peace,
that big.
Escalade.
Kev, we
Finished.
beat the shit out of them though.
He wasn't.
We beat the
comfortable.
shit out of them.
Because they was like performers, though. They was more
We had
performers.
we had
Don't matter. They
CJ
came to the
Osborne.
park,
I
Kev.
get you. I get you.
Yeah, I believe that shit too.
Yeah, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
And that's what he fucked up.
They're performers, man.
man.
But what I'm saying is, I would never
We
say,
wasn't here.
"Yeah, I bust his ass,"
Yeah,
because
nah,
he's
hell
performing. You know, he's not for real. Like all that shit, they was bouncing the ball off people's head and
Yeah.
shit. Like
Wait,
That was not happening.
They wasn't doing none of that.
nah, I could tell. Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Budden
yeah.
played.
That
Joe Budden
shit
came
was
and
crazy.
played.
That was Joe
That
Budden.
shit was real.
I'm
Cuz.
sorry.
I don't know what you talking about.
In fact, I remember when Joe Buttons played, nigga, I put a shirt on.
No, you did.
I put a fucking shirt on and check myself in.
With the shorts to the ankles.
I
The N1 shorts.
at a certain point
had to let
becomes
them know you can't just bring
at a certain
anybody.
point become like I can't take Joe Budden serious.
Exactly.
Like I wasn't playing in tournaments like that. Everybody was playing serious.
But you think Skip was serious?
Yeah, I think he was serious, but
That's what I'm saying.
nigga, you hit me with a ball, man.
No, but they know who to do that shit to. That's my point.
Yeah, I get it, but
See what I'm
nigga,
saying?
that wasn't happening in our day, man.
Nah,
That wasn't happening
Nah,
in
you
our day.
right.
It'd be a fight. The game wouldn't finish.
Yo, we was fighting.
right. It was
You know how many
fights
times
anyway.
we was playing with Little Rod? We played TMP and a few other teams in the same. We in
Tournament.
Brooklyn and Kingston.
Championship.
Championship game. TMP versus DDN.
Mm-hmm.
TMP?
Yeah.
Yes.
Word.
That shot
Okay.
back, though.
That shot, yeah, that
We
shot
played
back.
against them.
No,
we
we're
had
saying that
almost
the Queens
full-fledged
team
fight.
is always.
The move the mic towards you, then,
Dude,
if you
the
don't want
dudes
to
from
sit up.
Brooklyn, they ain't even know what side to pick because wasn't nobody from out there.
But
There
they
was
in the
two
Brooklyn
Queens
Hall.
teams fighting in Brooklyn.
Fighting.
Word.
That's crazy.
That's
That was
right.
actually, I think, the first game
Kingston.
I actually got kicked out that game.
That was
Yeah.
Kingston Ball.
Kingston
was
Park.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right there on Atlantic.
DJ, are you watching? Because he always
that
claim
shit.
he's in the championship.
Yeah. Oh no, not DJ.
You know
DJ
what I'm talking
was,
about.
It was DJ tournament.
Nah.
Oh, he
I was
running.
there. I was
Yeah.
there.
Light skin, tall.
Told DJ.
Yeah.
It was DJ tournament.
My man-
Remember
Oh, okay.
Kingston?
My man
Yeah,
Bar was
yeah.
giving these niggas the
Played
business.
Yeah.
So I was giving them niggas the
Yeah.
business out there.
We played against TMP.
Yeah.
And
I played in Kingston.
That
My
shit was
last
finished.
time playing it, my first time playing in Kingston Park, I dunked on Jerry Ice Reynolds. I was like 17, 18 years old. I dunked on him, yo. I caught him. But that's because he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm nobody.
He wasn't
you know?
expecting that.
Yeah,
from you.
yeah. He was like, who's this motherfucker? You know, I
Uh,
I know you felt crazy after that.
rocked him. I
That's
tell
your
motherfuckers
ass.
today. I dunked on him. That was my first game. My last game in Kingston Park, I got cut above the eye.
Man.
And I love Brooklyn because I'm gonna tell you something, man. Shit was bleeding profusely. Like I really got cut. Shit was open. So my man, he just came home, you know, from where?
mhm.
You know, he said, "Yo, Kev, I can take care of that. Come over here." This motherfucker took a regular Band-Aid and cut that motherfucker into a butterfly.
Wow.
Yo, he take my shit up. Yo, I wasn't bleeding no more. I was able to play again.
Oh, shit.
Yo, I love Brooklyn. I forget that brother's name, but thank you, yo. Yo, he closed my shit up, yo.
That's crazy.
You know, I wiped that shit. The blood came out. I was like, what?
Black MacGyver.
And I think, who would have did that in Queens?
Yo, you crazy.
You got some
Not a
glue.
damn
You would
soul.
have got some crazy glue. That's it.
Yeah. Yo, Kev, you better go home, man. Your shit bleeding.
Call the ambulance.
You know?
Like, go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody going to
Tell us some
Jamaica.
stories, man. Anybody got some stories they want to share with the people out there? Some dramatic stories. Nothing violent, nothing too sexual, Jay.
Disclaimer.
What's up, Daniel? John Perry, what's up, man? I see y'all.
Hey, man.
Yeah. I would just want to let everybody know My nephew here, he has a tournament, Eagle Academy, and I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Keep the legacy going. Like
What's
they
the
all-
age range?
You know what I'm
What
saying?
you have over there?
Unlimited pro games. I just started my 16U last week.
When do y'all play?
Every Sunday or Saturday.
Mornings?
Nah, afternoons, probably like 12 until like 4, maybe 6.
Is that by the church?
Yeah.
Right there in the corner, man.
Right there, corner, Linden and Merritt.
All right, I'll be there. I'll be there this week.
Yeah, come check
Right
it
by
out.
the CVS where you buy the Magnums.
What Magnum? The drinking Magnum. The other Magnum. John, this is your last time on this show. This motherfucker got out of control.
Now for real. But for real, I got I do want to give shout out to my staff, Daniel, he's on there right now, Immaculate, Jamal AMO, I got a young crew that helps out during the tournaments, show them they play ball or they played ball. One of them still do, but I still try to show them exactly what can be done instead of just playing ball. Instead of just playing ball, paying referee and going home, there's more to it. That's what I looked at, so, this is my first time running it alone, shout out to Steph because he did give me great information on how to start a tournament and what to look out for.
Who's Steph?
Steph from Ajax, from Southside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
I don't know what y'all know him by. I know him as Steph.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
shout out Steph.
So he like I said, he did show me the gave me the ups and downs of it, that the guidelines, the blueprint where I was able to start it. I don't think starting a tournament was hard. It's just the people. That's like any job though.
Okay.
Manage the people, understanding who's who, the older people with the young mind frame. You know what I'm saying? You deal with different personalities. I got so used to it.
Yeah.
But I love the game so much to the point that I do my own footage. I'm the only cameraman in Southside. I got his own tournament where I do the live stream on my own.
All right.
I do the highlights. I do everything.
Wow.
I still, and plus on top of that, I have a fitness group that does competitions,
Wow.
Team Sparta. On top of that, I also have my own podcast.
Man,
called
I gotta
Thanks
come
for
outside,
Asking.
man. Y'all
Thanks for
motherfuckers
asking.
is
You know what I'm
doing a
saying?
lot,
So at
yo.
the end of the day, I got a lot going on in Southside. Everything is Queen based. Shout out to the coach Cap out there from Team Sparta, 300 Elite
it?
Shells. Yeah, so that's the podcast. You look us up. Yeah, so it's like I got a lot of things going on that keeps me occupied out the streets.
Shout out Bug and
Shout out them for sure. These platforms got me out traveling to Los Angeles. I was on the middle of Lakers Stadium for the Thanks for Asking podcast. I travel with JetBlue right now for the streaming. Shout out to my boy Javon.
Shit, we should have been talking to you, John. No, John. Put your ass in this over here. That man doing a lot over there, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
You good.
Keeping it alive, keeping the middle
Yeah.
Tell me,
legacy
Yeah.
text me addresses.
Now for sure. So we just came back from Barbados, did my first soccer live stream with the staff with Jamal and Wavy Walker, the voice of Strong Island. So it's like I'm the only tournament really that brings in other tournaments, other platforms, and promote them.
Yeah.
I've never been that person to try to hide something or try to, I'm okay with giving information out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't try to hide it. I'm trying to bring people in, make it one big thing rather than just, you know what I'm saying? So Queen shouldn't be versus Queen. Should be one big, universe in my eyes. So that's what I'm trying to do in Southside.
That vision, like what you mean by one big queen?
As in, you have
together.
people battling each other. You know what I'm saying? People undercutting whoever, this tournament going on, where we go just have a sit down. We can make it one big tournament.
Yeah.
We said this years ago.
So that's what I'm saying. Like me being, I still have, my family that been in these tournaments that give me the information where I'm trying to push it, and I'm like, the people that have been doing it for years is trying to give me information, but yet at the same time have their own agenda. And I see it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's the difficult part.
You know what I'm saying? That's okay. But when I
Yeah.
see it, I learn how to finesse around it and just take the information for what it is and then use it to my advantage and still try to keep the peace in that situation, if that makes sense.
Right. Not to anger and
You know what I'm saying? Of course I slip up. I'm a Miller. You know what I'm saying? Attitude is there. You know what I'm saying? So I have plenty of slip ups and stuff like that. But other than that, there's going to be a lot going on this summer. Yeah, for sure. As you can see, my man Jamal up there, Takeover Classic. You know, that's the commissioner of Takeover.
But that's
You know?
that's for all you people keep asking where he came from. Everybody keep asking like, yo, where he came from. I'm like, yo, do you understand? He's been around since back
Day one.
day one. Nobody.
I've been learned that maybe your ass just didn't notice.
I'm saying,
That's all.
Yeah.
You don't know everybody, motherfucker.
No, but as he been doing the tournaments coming up, everybody been like questioning it. It's like, well, where he came from? I'm like, what do you mean? He's been around since day one. He's been on
that's
our team
that's
from
the
day
ghetto
one,
police.
bro.
You know that's the ghetto
Yeah.
police. Who's
Yeah,
listening
right.
to you? Who's
Yeah,
listening?
you know everybody
Man.
asks.
That's the ghetto police, man. Don't worry about that.
And as you can see, I got my own brand also.
Yeah, he just
TF, you know, this is my
Yeah, I was
jacket
about
and
to
stuff
say,
like that.
is that the shirt?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
the
open
shirt
it
right
up,
here
let
for all
people
that.
see it,
You know,
yeah.
Takeover Classic. This is
I
the
like that.
varsity
That's kind of
jacket.
slick, yo.
995. You know, everything
Yeah.
Southside Van Wick. You know, TF all day. You know, I started this brand a year ago.
That's good things,
So
man.
everything that's been going on today has been less than 2 years, not even a year and a half.
So what
yet.
you saying, like all these tournament heads, like AMF, you, and all these need to come together.
we need to just have
in
a sit down and
conference
and just figure out how we can
to
have
take
this
over.
exactly.
Yes.
I got
That's
you,
this
yo.
what the
Yeah.
Takeover Classic is
That's
basically
what it's
trying to
based
build.
on.
All right, so I hope a seed is planted. You know, I hope somebody's listening. But that's a great idea, man. That's a business, to be honest with you.
That's coming
Exactly.
from a legend, y'all.
It's just a
Yeah.
lot.
That's a business.
Just be a lot of push because everybody don't like the.
Yeah,
you
we
know how
hate each
Queens
other.
is.
We hate each
You know
other.
how Queens is.
We hate each other. We gotta get past that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
You're an
else.
engineer. I know you can figure something
some-
out.
yeah, somebody else should try to
I'm an
repack.
engineer, not a peacemaker.
Like they came up with the
That
idea,
should be
man.
cut thin,
It's
man.
all love, though.
Cut thick.
It's all love.
It's
We
all
love
love.
the game, man.
I'm
We
good
love the
though.
game.
Oh, I want to say something too. Javar is the only one here that beat me one-on-one. He the only one beat me one-on-one, man. I
Uh-oh.
used to have one-on-ones in the park every now and then, and Javar was the only one that beat me, man.
Oh man.
I give you that, man.
I wasn't even gonna say that.
That's what you was thinking it. I saw you
No,
looking
I
at
know,
me.
I know your
I
ass.
saw you
trying
looking
to
over
get me
there.
back.
It ain't over.
Yo, bro, I know that probably was the best thing we did.
Boy.
Everybody who we cracked, everybody who we beat,
Son getting-
we was,
You
couldn't
was
even
coming
get a
out of
do-over.
college, you know.
Yeah.
I was like having babies. You know, that's how he beat me. I was just finished arguing with my wife or some shit. He was like, "Come on, Kim, I'll play you."
That was the first call, Rod, bro. The first call wasn't even no
Big ass.
He played me on the first call.
I'm gonna get some off the
That's
cuff
12
questions on this. The NBA as it is now. Who's the best player in the league?
Jokic.
Y'all can say what y'all want. I was just kidding earlier. Y'all can say LeBron. I'm just gonna disagree with you.
I'm gonna have to go with Anthony Edwards right now.
Yeah,
That's what I'm feeling.
I like
I ain't gonna
Anthony
lie.
Edwards, but I think he's too arrogant, man.
What?
You
I
gotta,
think
you
he's arrogant.
gotta-
Did you see him with Obama?
This guy over here. talking
Yeah,
about
I
somebody
seen it,
arrogant.
yeah.
Who was you?
I'm not
nigga?
arrogant.
Where you think we all got that shit from? What
Yo,
you talking about?
Bruh. Kev
Crazy,
Kev
man.
hit 60 and started talking that humble shit.
I'm humble.
Yo,
Got
this
everything in your hand, but this.
I ain't never
like a
talk about my
stab.
dad. I never talked. I never like dunked on somebody and went, "Yeah, nigga."
Dunked on
I
ice.
never did no shit like that.
That's a lie.
That's a
Y'all saw me do that?
Kind of hard to.
I see you run away shaking your head.
Yeah.
I see you
You
run away
can't
with
hold me.
shit, yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Weldon at?
I
Let me
ain't
get
see
Weldon on the.
No, you ain't
I
see
was doing the books
I
for
did.
most of your game.
I keep telling you, yo, I keep acting like we
You
was
didn't
young.
even know.
We seen him play.
I wasn't an
I
arrogant
was
player.
that shy Rob was here. They
You
let
think I was an arrogant player?
No,
Nah,
I
you
just
ain't.
think
You ain't told. You ain't just before a show. You showed it in your game.
Kev, I
Kev,
played
stop
with you.
playing, Kev.
You showed it in your game.
I wasn't an
Kev.
arrogant player.
No,
Man,
Kev, we
Kev
was
was
in
crazy.
high school, bro.
Yeah, I remember,
You was
man.
arrogant.
Yeah, I told you. When I got there, you was there already.
Nah,
That was the whole.
it's funny. And I want to show
I
you.
barely talked in high school.
Well, I want to show you the influence you had. The way you was giving it up, right? And you was saying the right shit. The problem is when people ain't playing how they supposed to play, they don't want to hear that shit. You ain't hold
Yeah,
back,
man,
bro.
fuck that, man. Fuck that.
You ain't hold back.
You should know.
I'm
Y'all
telling
was
you
mad
what's
at
up.
me. What the
No, I'm
fuck?
telling you
That's
what's
what
up. So what happened to me was I didn't realize I'm playing with
do
you
the
guys. I'm
same
doing. You
shit.
start picking up shit from people. I picked that up from your
What?
ass.
Yeah.
So now I'm playing with people. I'm doing what you do.
Oh, motherfucker!
They want to fight.
They want to fight.
They want to get real. But the funny part about the fighting part was
Right there.
a lot of the dudes you was doing it to, it made them play better.
Yeah, and they understood me.
They understood it, but when I'm doing it to other people, that shit wasn't hitting the same way.
I know. Yo, who the fuck you yelling at?
Marauder already know.
Like,
Nobody don't know. I'm a fighting ass motherfucker too. Like, don't get me wrong. You pick some fights you ain't supposed to be having, and you go like this, yo man. They close by. Like, look, they already know. Little Russ,
Russ was the one.
Look, little Russ. Everybody know Russ.
That happened to me at West 4th Street. I did that shit at West 4th Street, thinking of Ajax niggas. They wasn't Ajax niggas at West 4th Street. I said, motherfucker, if you cut. Yo, Kev, who the fuck you yelling at? I was like, you, motherfucker. And I was like, this might be a fight. Yo. You know what I'm saying? Well, I couldn't back down. You know, I ain't backing down, but, you know, you got to pick your spot.
No, but what it was, people had to get used to that. And then after people, for me, a lot of people thought I was arrogant. So when the game was over and, you know, now you playing with, because a lot of times it might be your first time meeting me, your first time, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we started playing, everybody who hated me, they loved playing with me. Because they said, yo, this motherfucker right here going to do what we got to do to make sure we in the game. Because you got to remember, I'm out here to win. Everywhere I go, when I step on the court, I'm telling everybody on the jump ball, yeah, we came to win. I don't care. You know, I came here to drop 20 because, like you said, you had a lot of those players. And when they played the game, especially if they didn't play the way that we play, my thing is this: John could be. I don't care if he's open every time. We're giving him the ball.
Yeah,
right.
That's how we play. That's why we beat so many people because we got so many more easier points.
Whereas, y'all was a family.
Yeah.
Y'all was like y'all was together.
Yeah,
you know, I noticed
every day.
Yeah. And that makes the difference though. When y'all step on the court, like you can pass the ball, you know where that motherfucker gonna be at. You ain't even gotta look. You know
don't get me wrong, the add-ons, but when the add-ons came, that's when they started looking at like BJ show up. Dula show up, Tone to show up.
The most successful teams are the teams that stay together.
Yes, but what it was it was just so easy to play with them because we all played defense first. So it was defense.
And it's a plus to have them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Especially BJ and Dula. You know.
Yeah, that's
we didn't need to score to win.
Dula was smart. BJ was athletic. You know what I mean?
Dula's IQ was high.
Yeah. Dula was smart as fuck.
Very good high.
They was the
basketball IQ, bro.
They was the on court.
Good decision maker.
Yeah.
They always kept shit together.
Yeah. Dula was very smart. Shout out Dula, BJ.
Facts. And thanks for the support. Y'all can stop calling my phone. Y'all can call in at
516-206-0711.
Somebody give Kev some Geritol.
You missed the drop.
That's a lot of passes.
Yo, word. Don't miss no pass.
Like 516.
516-206-0711.
I got you.
Yeah, they ain't like that, kid. Jafar had people shooting 100 times, and then the one time he missing, nigga be wide open. He pass me the fucking ball. Niggas is like, what? Nigga, fuck, who this little nigga talking to? Then here I go. Yo, chill out.
That's my man.
That's my nigga. Chill out.
You ain't gonna fight him, man. You're gonna get jumped.
Yeah, exactly. You gonna get jumped.
Calm down.
Well, we can talk to him.
Yeah. Don't
You know,
talk
that
to
was
him
the
like
crazy
that.
shit, especially when you play with a lot of these different players, like John. Like you remember,
Shout out Alley Cat.
especially playing with
Cat was
with
good.
Ra.
Stop,
Every game
what's up?
you had different players.
Yeah.
If I need three
Here we
players,
go.
Here we go.
somebody calling in.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm curious
God.
too. Who this?
So what's up, man? It's Commissioner Moore here.
Hi, what up, Maul?
Yo,
What up?
That's the Commissioner Maul from Takeover Classic, y'all.
Oh, okay. All right. What's up,
Just
man?
saying what's up. Just saying what's up, man. Just checking in with y'all. How y'all?
All right. Say something controversial, man. Get us to arguing with each other. So.
So who's the best of the NBA right
Oh
now,
man,
Maul?
That was the last question.
that's playing the NBA.
Yeah.
Or who's your best player?
My favorite player, KD, but you know we gonna save that conversation for another day.
Okay. All right. I ain't mad at you about KD.
Nah, best player in the NBA right now, man. definitely AE. And I heard your comment about the arrogance thing, man. But I think he needs that.
Thank you.
Some people thrive.
Yeah, don't listen to him.
I think he needs that.
Muhammad
Yo,
Ali.
Yo, come on, man. There was so many arrogant people in your era.
What?
And one of them,
MJ was arrogant.
and one of them was
Yo, thank you, Mo. That's what I'm talking about.
and one of them was Butch. One of them was Butch for sure.
Hey, it was a different arrogance.
There was so many arrogant.
It was
But,
a
I mean,
different
he
type of
definitely
arrogance.
got to win something first to prove himself. But you know, it's coming.
Yeah, I like how he played, man. I like his aggressiveness. You know, I just wish he humbled himself a little bit, man.
Yo, Mo, don't listen to him.
Bring too much attention.
You gotta get
Don't worry.
yourself up there. There's a lot of players.
You can put that.
He
You
could
can
be
do that
humble in the
without
whole
saying
season.
anything, man.
The
love
most
that
respected player that never got a ring is Barkley, bro.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, Barkley was the
down.
man.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Hands
Hmm?
down. And he still can talk shit with the best of them.
Yeah, and he's only 6'4".
You know what I'm
He ain't no
saying?
damn
He
6'7"
can
or
talk
nothing
shit
like
with
that.
the best of them.
Shit, he dunk on you like he was 6.
Yeah.
Facts. Appreciate the call, Ma.
My man.
Of course, man. Just checking out with y'all. Y'all be safe. Enjoy your night.
Yeah, I'll be there this weekend, I think.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Yeah, come. Man.
I see y'all, man. Have a good
All
one.
right.
All right,
Mo.
I could get used to this.
Yeah, man. You
That's what I do.
But it's funny when everybody talk about the best player, right?
Uh-oh.
I like the player that causes the most havoc. That light skinned motherfucker from New York, Brunson.
Oh, Brunson is a problem.
He gives it to everyone.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
a
problem.
different problem.
Whoever's on him, you're getting something.
Yeah, I ain't going front.
And he's going left. Look,
He's
he's going left like you.
He's going left.
You wanted to start
He
some
going
shit.
left.
You wanted somebody to start some shit.
Yeah, I like Brunson. I think he holds the ball too long, yo. I think he
At
should have
times,
to rock.
look,
Yeah.
but guess what?
That's
And
part
I
of
didn't
the game.
realize it. A lot of times, the problem that he has when you're bringing the ball up the court too slow. You remember you play with that shot clock,
Mhm.
and that 24 seconds that should be easily 16. By the time you get into your offense,
It's
you
still
really.
24 seconds, man.
No, I'm
Nothing
not saying
changed.
you're wrong. I'm just saying when you don't have the right time management, you got to remember that's why a lot of teams, if you see it, the best teams really pass the ball. They get a lot of ball movement
Mhm.
so that they can get into their offense. If they don't have that ball movement, then now he's stuck
with the ball.
Yeah,
See?
he's stuck holding
So
the ball.
either he gonna shoot it or he gonna pass it to somebody who ain't ready. So now he just got his team where his team is like, yo, he's shooting it.
But one advantage is
His IQ
we all
is
know
up,
he's
though.
going left.
But
He's
you
going
know,
Yeah, but you
left.
can't do nothing about it anyway.
RJ always went left. They couldn't stop
Tony
him.
Hargrave,
RJ's taking
Kev Young,
Going left.
they all knew we was left-handed. There ain't a damn thing you gonna do about it, man.
It's just too hard for a right-handed player.
Right,
It's
right.
in our
Russell's
brain,
righty,
we're so
yeah.
used to playing against so many right-hand players
Yeah.
that you could be a left-hand player, you go left, and they'll be like,
You saw when he dribbled under the basket, then he went around the
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, he went around
That's
and go
left-handed
reverse.
shit like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right-handers don't do that.
Yeah, y'all gotta
Shout out Lil Russ.
But
Lil
you know-
Russ will tell you in the game, I'm going right.
The right hand.
Yeah, he's
Stop
going right.
only going right.
We going right.
That's
Russ?
Speedster.
Oh.
Happy feet.
Yeah, he's like 2 feet tall, man.
Fast,
Yeah, but he was
After
fast.
you go right, you just go like this.
He's still scoring.
I'm sorry, Russ. I'm sorry, Russ.
Put your arm out there. He
That
gonna
nigga
break
was a
it.
power
He
forward,
gonna
nigga.
break it.
Russ became the enforcer after a while. You know, motherfuckers
Little
James,
Rick Mahorn.
James was maturing and shit, and Russ was still there. Russ was like, all right, I'll fuck you up though.
Yeah,
How about
part.
that?
Russ,
You know?
Russ overheard me one day saying something to somebody. Russ said, Jafar, kid, what you say? You right, and he ain't gonna do nothing to you. Yo, Cam, I looked at that dude, I said, man. Look, Cam, you better fucking cut it.
Yo, speaking of enforcers, rest in peace, Howie, man. Shout out Howie. Used to come to all our games. He kind of started out with us from the beginning.
You know, all the time.
Howie who?
What? Howie?
Forgot Howie
Forgot
last name.
Brown skin brother?
Yeah, he used to be on 150. all the time.
Really?
Yeah, he used to come. I remember he used
He
to
passed?
Yeah.
Yo.
But he was there from the beginning, though. So
Yeah,
you
he
know,
was
he was part of
too many.
he was part of the Militime legacy. So
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure he was remembered
He was
You know, just
definitely
Real
an
talk, he
enforcer.
was the shooter.
He's definitely.
That's why I said enforcer.
I remember
That's
Howie. I
crazy.
know Howie.
He was
Yeah,
in the
he's
street,
the
man.
one
All
with
right.
the cooler on the side.
What was-
Yeah.
With the
The
thing.
nigga, he didn't play, Kev. He just drank.
He's the one.
He played with us.
Yeah,
He
but
played
you know,
with us. He played with us a couple
We
games.
played-
y'all
though.
have seen a
He
few
played with
years,
us.
man.
He played with us for a couple
you get
games,
up
but he
here-
was only there.
You're gonna miss a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
You know, like I get a death once a month.
Mm.
That's how it's going for me now. At this age, I'm gonna say my
Kev,
age.
how old are you now?
A little younger than you are.
How long you had your AARP card?
That's it. That's a long time.
The AARP card got
Right,
miles
nigga, to the
on it, you know what I'm
movies.
saying?
RP, motherfucker. Give me my discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
man.
we didn't mention the best players. I'm gonna break it like this: the best players of the '90s. Who do y'all like?
90s.
Damn.
I know that. And the Jordan.
All right.
Beside him.
Besides Jordan.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, a lot of people didn't even like Jordan in the 90s.
Nah, they
They
sure
just like
didn't.
him now. All
They-
of a
they-
sudden.
he made
I ain't gonna lie. He
motherfuckers
made
like
niggas
him.
like
Yeah,
he forced
yeah.
If
niggas
you wasn't
like-
from Chicago, you had to hate Jordan. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brought a lot
Yeah.
of hurt to you.
Yeah,
I seen him
I
bring
know,
a lot
right?
of hurt to New York
Word
fans,
about
yeah.
it.
I was a
These
Reggie.
New York niggas.
I was a
hated
Reggie
Mike.
Miller fan in the '90s, though. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to go Reggie Miller.
So you cheered against the Knicks when
Yeah.
they,
Yeah,
you
we
did?
was
I
always
did
cheering
too.
against
I
them.
did too.
Since the beginning of
I was
time,
happy
though.
for Indiana, y'all.
Yeah,
I ain't like the Knicks for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, but everybody in our house was a Knicks fan. So
Yeah.
besides us,
Yeah, right?
they
And that was
all
one of
us.
their best teams too, the '90s.
Yep.
That was one of the best
That's why
teams. How about
Travis-
you, Jay?
Travis.
Who do you think is the best player in the '90s other than Jordan?
Well,
There's a lot of players.
see, I like different people for different shit. Like to me, that was when Hakeem Olajuwon was the problem.
Yeah. I was
That's
gonna say
why-
that.
And the reason why I liked him because he gave it to every center, and he was just doing all.
Yeah.
He just made it look fun. Like he was just doing moves like they was always a step behind.
I agree. And a lot of people don't remember like Tracy McGrady and what
Yeah.
Vince Carter used to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they make this man the GOAT.
Who?
That's why I have a problem with that.
Oh,
Here
Take
we
it-
go.
take away
Yeah,
from
I'm going back.
everybody else.
Here we
Right
go.
back.
It's about
Don't
to
do
go
that.
back.
Man,
Take away from all the other
They made who to
greats.
go?
LeBron.
No, they don't. Who you talking about?
They made him the GOAT. You know what I'm talking about. You know the debate. And I'm like,
Nah, it was Allen
but
Iverson,
Tracy
sure, for the
McGrady,
90s.
That shit been over.
Scottie Pippen, you like disrespect them by saying he was a GOAT.
Man.
Them motherfuckers was nice, yo.
Grant
Scottie Pippen
Hill,
wasn't no
you
joke.
had, you had a whole bunch of people.
He
Right.
did have longevity though.
Penny
LeBron
Hardaway.
played a lot.
I don't
of years.
care if you play 50 years,
It
man.
don't matter, yeah.
You got to play at a certain level constantly. His shit is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
down. Retire. And don't do your son no damn favors.
I ain't gonna lie.
He couldn't
That
even
shit's
play.
crazy.
He couldn't even play.
That
That could have been your spot. But he gave it to his son. You see what I'm saying?
No, that could have
That's
been
some
a big
selfish shit.
He gonna give it to his kid.
That was some selfish shit. I know people going to disagree with me. We got 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Look, Dad, you want to laugh? John gave his spot to his son. His son came in. Hey, who got started? Little
Right?
John.
Yeah, nigga.
You don't know?
No, but he could play.
I
He
ain't
wasn't
mad
no
at that
Bronny
level,
James.
man.
I mean, don't get me
Fuck
wrong,
out
but
there.
he
That
still
nigga-
had to. You gotta remember this.
He wasn't no
Anytime-
Bronny James.
Anytime somebody new came to the team, right?
Mm.
You had people that would be there longer, and they felt like, hey, you know what? I should be able to step in. But because John was the coach, John had his own vision.
Oh, I found that out with TMP. And I
Word.
gave them hell for that shit. Nigga, I ain't finished. What you
Right.
sitting me for?
Word, right?
You know, but you
Word.
got to go through it and you got to humble yourself
Gotta
because
pass
you
the
got to
torch,
see what's
man.
coming.
Right.
And you be like, I'm not running like that. I'm not running up and down the court. And then I realized I told the motherfucker, yo, man, could you slow the fuck up?
Yeah.
It's time to
Hold
back
that
the
shit
fuck
up,
up. Now.
man.
Yeah,
Slow
yeah.
down.
Slow down.
Wait for me.
Yeah.
That's why, you know who I love right now in the NBA? Al Horford. Al Horford.
Yeah, he's keeping up with him.
He's
He's
doing
keeping
his
up with him. Yeah.
That nigga ain't keeping up with them.
There we go.
That's why they never hold two
He ain't
down,
gotta
nigga.
keep up with him, but he's
Cat
a
over
role
there
player.
working his ass.
We got less than a minute,
He a
fellas.
role
Anything
player.
you want to say before we go off the air? Want to shout out to anybody?
Well, shout out to Team Sparta, TF, Takeover. Shout out to all the people that's helping. Shout out to y'all for even inviting
Word.
family.
Shout
on
out
here.
Balls and
Sure.
Hoops for having us,
My
man.
nigga
This is
still
a
Every time
very
it's
grateful.
It's like
It's a
we
blessing.
gotta We gotta have a 2-hour show.
Shout
to be
out
honest.
Kev.
y'all.
My man
All right.
Kev had surgery. Get well, Kev. Shout out to my man A Dizzy. You know what I'm saying?
Real skills for
Dave
sure.
Blue.
Coach Don, Tribe Stars, thanks for sponsoring.
Yeah,
Oh.
Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, and Shaq. Think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shaq, I was always a Shaq favorite.
Don't forget about Tim Duncan either.
And muscle up. I didn't like John Starks, yo. Please don't text his name no more, okay? And we going off the air, fellas.
Peace.
Yeah, give some shout outs, man, until I find this thing to go off the air.
Yo, Snoop, Coach Cap, battle.
Wanna thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all, tune in again. Like Steels be saying, tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in to the Legend Edition.
I'm singing for playing most supreme right here. 6 feet, still can beat the whole damn dream team. With power, I devour any man.